Go. All right, what's going on, y'all? What's going on, Israel? Let's get a most high hand. I'm preaching officer Gapari off of 500 out of Isupk, man, coming at you tonight on Tuesday night on this Brotherhood class, man. I know it's been a while since you've seen me, man, but we're getting back into it on this thing tonight. So what we're going to get into tonight, man, though, is this homosexuality. That's what we're going in on tonight, man. This Tuesday night Brotherhood class. And I know brothers and sisters might be thinking, what does that have to do with brotherhood? Well, that has everything to do with brotherhood dealing in this nation, man. That has everything to do with brotherhood. Because how can we build a nation? How can we build a nation of fierce warriors, or a nation in general dealing with homosexuality? Oh, I'm sorry, gay. Because I think if I'm not mistaken, I think that's a word we can't use now. I think you got to say gay or lesbian or something like that. If I'm not mistaken, I think homosexuality is fine. Okay. Okay. Well, God, now I think it's LGBTQIA. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, but we cannot build a nation dealing with homosexuality, following after our oppressors, following after these other heathen nations of people, man. We got to come back to the Lord, our Father. We got to come back to this Bible, man, and follow after our lifestyle, how we're supposed to be living, originally how the Lord has set for us to be living. But the problem with that is we don't understand who we are. We don't know where we come from. We don't understand the Bible, the lack of teaching. You know, we're stuck in the Christian church. We're in the world. We don't know who we are. We're thinking we're so-called African Americans. We don't know that we're God's chosen people, man. I mean, I was in the Christian church for 20-something plus years before I ever found out that I was an Israelite according to the Bible. So, but what we're going to be getting into tonight is this so-called homosexuality and how that's plaguing us today in America, how that's plaguing us and how that's stopping us, and how that's keeping us from living righteous, man, how we're dying. So if you will, brother, give me Leviticus 20 and 13. You're just gonna get right into it. Young man, just let me know when you're ready. Just take you got a mic?
You said Leviticus 20:13.
Yeah, Leviticus chapter 20 and 13. We'll start right there. I'm just gonna go right into it. 20, Leviticus 20 and 13. We'll just go right into it, man. And I got a few articles. And pictures and things I'm gonna be showing. Got everything set up with the internet. So I'm gonna be showing a bunch of different things and how that's plaguing us in today's time. This is not made up. This is not make believe. So I'm going to show you the problems that you had in the Bible, and then I'm gonna also show it in today's time how we're having those same issues. So if you will, just start with me. Leviticus 20 and 13.
Yes, sir. Okay, cool. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 20. Chapter 20, verse 13. Mm-hmm. If a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination.
Oh no, stop right there. Start back over. Read that from the top.
Yes, sir. If a man also lie with mankind.
Stop right there. Now, what you want to do is, like, when it comes to reading the Bible, you got to understand, and this is just to anybody out here in the world, anybody that's not in the truth. When you're reading the Bible, this is not a Dr. Seuss book. So you can't just read this from just like a run-on sentence. I know we do that in our, spare time or whatever, but this is not, an Ebony Jet magazine or, a Dr. Seuss book. So we can't just read that. When you see a comma or a semicolon or anything like that, like the proper way to read that is to stop and actually understand what you're reading. It's to stop and actually try to break it down or get an explanation from that. So, and also for brothers that are coming into the school, they want to get that troopership. They want to come in here, become an officer. Like, you're getting trained right now. You're getting trained on how you read and how you read at camp. So everything we do in here, man, we do with a reason, with a purpose. So even something as simple as reading, you don't even understand like what you're really doing and the amount of discipline that it takes to do that. So you don't even understand that you're training, even by doing something as simple as reading. You're training right there. You're preparing for camp, and you don't even know it. Right. Because this is how you read at camp. When you at camp, you don't just read on a sentence. You don't just keep reading. I see that in the Christian church, and I see that in these other fake Israelite groups, which is what separates us from everybody. Okay, go ahead and read from the top.
If this is the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 13. If a man also lie with mankind.
Right. Meaning what? If a man also lie with mankind, what does that part mean right there? What is it talking about now?
Basically two men that sleep together. Like,
yeah. If a man lie with mankind, go ahead. Meaning what? Meaning what? In simplest terms, just a simple word.
Two men that are homosexual.
Okay? Well, yeah. The word I look for was sex, but yes.
Yeah, two men that have sex with each other.
Yeah. So if a man also lie with mankind, go ahead.
As he lieth with a woman.
As he what?
Lieth with a woman.
Meaning what? Now that we broke that first sentence down, what does that next part say? As he lieth with womankind.
Has sex with women. Has sex with women.
Right. So now just put the two together.
If a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman.
So what is it saying?
Have sex.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, put it together, like everything together.
Oh, say sex in the sentence?
Yeah, like I'm saying, like I read it for you. If a man also lie with mankind as he lied with the woman. No sweat. Now, what it's saying, it's just saying sex. I mean, it's a simple word. So what it's saying is if a man also lie with, like read from the top.
If a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman.
Meaning, if a man is having sex with a man the way he has sex with a woman. Go ahead.
If a man also has sex with mankind as he have sex with a woman.
Go ahead.
Both of them have committed an abomination.
Both of them have committed an abomination. Now, what does that word abomination means?
It means like forbidden, like something that you shouldn't do. Like it goes against, like the what does he call it? Like the laws, statutes, and commandments. Like, it goes against like it's not natural, pretty much.
Right.
A man is made for a woman, and a woman is made for a man.
You're correct, but.
I had the definition, sir.
Oh, no, sir. I'm gonna get a young man a shot. I mean, you're right, but it's a word though that I'm looking for. It's a word. You're right. You're not wrong, but it's a word that I was looking for. Go ahead. You got the definition?
This is the Google definition of abomination: a thing that causes disgust.
What?
Disgust or hatred.
Or hatred. So now, when you read that in the Bible, read from both of them have committed. Read from that part, and just and instead of saying abomination, say hatred.
If a man also has sex with mankind, as he has sex with a woman.
Say what? No, it didn't say sex. No sweat. Read from the top.
It's lucky. If a man also lie with mankind. As he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination.
Right. So in other words, hatred. Meaning, so if you're a brother and it's out here, you want to participate in LGBT,
BTQ.
Whatever. If you're a man, you're participating in that. What's his name? I just saw something on the news the other day. Some Bad Bunny, whoever he is.
Rapper, Bad Bunny.
He's a rapper.
Yeah, Bad Bunny.
So he was kissing a man or something like that. What was the?
Yeah, it was some award show, I believe. I can't remember.
I don't. Him and Lil Nas X and all the rest of them. So if you're a grown man walking around, you're a so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Indian man. You're an Israelite man. If you are a homosexual, if you are participating in that lifestyle, you're committing an abomination to the Lord. In other words, hatred. You cause the Lord disgust and hatred. That's exactly what that is. That's what we're going in on today, and the Lord hates these things. Like. You gotta realize that's a strong word when you say the word abomination. Like, I don't even think we really use that in today's terms. With that, like when you say abomination, it's one thing to say you hate something or you dislike something, but when you say abomination, that's just like it's a strong word. That just shows you like what that really means to the Lord. So when we follow after these things and we participate in these lifestyles, we cause our Father like to be hatred. We cause our Father. It's like it. Those are the things that our Father hates. So then hold on. So then you want to wonder why you have the monkeypox out here, HIV running rampant in the community. You want to wonder why. It's no wonder, because because doing stuff like that causes illnesses and sicknesses, and we don't even know that. But all this is in the Bible. This is an abomination to the Lord and it's unlawful. Keep going.
Come on, sir. They shall surely be put to death.
Say what?
They shall surely be put to death.
Put to death, man. What you think HIV is? You see the commercials all the time. What is it? Truvada, and I don't know the name of the other one, but I mean every day. That's all you see and hear about now. Now the new thing is monkeypox. So because at one point, like remember back in like the 80s and the 90s, the HIV it was huge. Like that was I mean I was a child at that time, so I really don't remember. But just from what I looked at and from what I've seen during those times, it was just like it was automatic death. That's what people thought, and you couldn't really see that. Like even in today's time, people that have HIV, I guess because of new modern day age medicine, they got all the stuff that's out here. And Magic Johnson, him having it, he's the spokesman for it. So of course you might not physically see certain things, but with this monkeypox, there's no denying that one. And when you look at that today, the only people I really see and hear about that's getting monkeypox are homosexuals, from what I've seen.
Right.
And I'm gonna show you in a second. I'm gonna show everybody that's online in a second what I'm talking about. And I'm not making this up.
It's true.
I mean, you can look this stuff up and pull the numbers out. And again, we're gonna show you in a few minutes. I got articles that I'm gonna pull out today, and I also have some things online that I'm gonna show. It's a young girl. Well, you'll see that in a second. But go ahead, keep reading.
Yes, sir. Come on, sir. Their blood shall be upon them.
The what?
Their blood shall be upon them.
What does that mean? What's that talking about? Their blood should be upon them. Because then right before it says what? It says, shall surely be put to death. And now it's saying that blood shall surely be upon them.
Like the death, like after the fact of the death, like the blood spill, the bloodshed. Is it saying in that sense?
I'll take it. I'll take it. But give me an example though. Give me an example.
Like for example, like if you kill somebody, right?
Uh-huh.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like the bloodshed. Like you kill somebody, you stab somebody, shoot somebody, their blood is on somebody's hands, right?
Okay, you're thinking literal. Think more so of monkeypox, or better yet, HIV.
Right.
What is HIV?
It's a what do you call it? It's an autoimmune disease, right?
Thank you. Dealing with what? It's an illness of the blood, a sickness of the blood, is it not?
Right.
That's exactly what it is. There you go, man. This is what HIV. This is where this is coming in. Now monkeypox is a new thing. Like all this was in the Bible. Like all these things are preventable. Seriously. Wow. Like what they say the best cure is? Prevention, right?
Prevention, right?
All this stuff is preventable. All of it is, man. And I just feel, I kind of do in a little bit, feel sorry for certain brothers and sisters, who are in the world because they don't know any better. They're in the Christian church. They're not being taught these things. You go in the Christian church, you see homosexuals running rampant all throughout.
Right.
That's all you see. Choir member, choir director beating on the tambourine, pastors. That's all you see. And now the new thing is now our entertainers. Well, I shouldn't say our entertainers, but now the new thing is your entertainers. Now they're pushing that homosexuality left and right. Now, what's his name? Bad Bunny?
Bad Bunny, yes, sir.
I thought that was a female from the name.
Right.
I don't know. I don't. Him, Lil Nas X, and all the rest of them.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Drop down to drop that and get me Genesis 18 and 20. And I'll show you. We'll show you in the Bible what the Lord actually did for this. Because we wanted to follow after that. Because we wanted to be lawless. We wanted to be a disgusting group of people. I'll show you what the Lord did because of that, man.
Yes, sir.
And if we got any questions or comments online, just let me know. Because I think I saw somebody comment earlier. Or they might have been jipping. Okay.
Yes, sir. You said
what's that? Genesis 18?
18 and 20.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Come on, sir. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 18, verse 20. And the Lord said, because the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sin is very grievous.
Read that from the top.
And the Lord said, because of the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, And because their sin
Because of what?
because their sin
Mm-hmm.
is very grievous.
Now, in order to know this, you kind of got to know the backstory about Sodom and Gomorrah and know what's going on in the city. So it was a lot of homosexuality that's going on in here. That's what was going on in the city. It's this real wicked, disgusting place. Think of it as Atlanta in today's time. Like you can call Atlanta modern day Sodom and Gomorrah,
right?
Hands down. I mean that. As a matter of fact, well, I'll say that for later. You can call Atlanta like the modern day like Sodom and Gomorrah, and we're going to read in this story. We're going to read what the Lord actually ended up doing here because of what was going on. Keep going.
Yes, sir. Comic-Con, sir. I will go down now and see whether they have done altogether according to the cry of it, which is come unto me, and if not, I will know. Keep going, sir. 22. Yes, sir. Verse 22. And the men turned their faces from thence and went toward Sodom. And said him.
Go ahead. Yeah, start from the top.
Yes, sir. And the men turned their faces from thence.
So now let me give you the context of what's going on. Now the Lord was talking to Abraham. That's what was going on in this story. And the Lord wanted Abraham. The Lord was talking to Abraham about what was going on in Sodom and Gomorrah. So as you go further on down, you'll see what ends up starts to happen. Drop down to 26. It's like 25. Where are you at now?
I was at the 22nd verse, sir.
Drop down to 25.
Yes, sir. Come on, sir.
And you'll see what the Lord is actually getting ready to do.
Yes, sir. Genesis 18, chapter 18, verse 25. That be far from thee to do after this manner, to slay the righteous with the wicked, and that the righteous shall be as the wicked.
Go ahead.
That be far from thee.
Now this is now drop down to 26. This is what you need to get right here.
Yes, sir.
And it's a point that I'm gonna bring out is why I'm saying that right now.
Come. And the Lord said, if I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city, then I will spare all the place for their sakes.
Okay, so stop right here. So now what's going on right now? What we read so far, what's taking place? We've already read about Sodom and Gomorrah, about what's going on in the city. But what is the Lord about to do? Read that first verse 25, like the first two sentences.
Yes, sir. The book of Genesis 18, the book of Genesis chapter 18, verse 25. That be far from thee to do after this manner, to slay the righteous with the wicked.
Now, why is it saying the righteous with the wicked? Because I've already gave you the backstory too of what's going on in Sodom and Gomorrah. It's a lot of homosexuality going on in the city. And as we read in the previous verse, it was like the cries have gone up. So meaning that sin has just built up so much that it's like a cry to the Lord. Like think of a cry like I almost want to say like a baby crying almost, but it's like a cry unto the Lord. Like the Lord, like the sin gets so much that it becomes like a cry to the Lord, where the Lord can hear that. The Lord sees that. That's how much sin that was going on in the city of place.
So like a complaint, sort of like you just see it so much it disturbs your spirit in a sense.
Con. And so now, like what's taking place is the Lord is about to judge this place. So now the Lord is talking to Abraham at this time. This is what's going on. The Lord is getting ready to judge this place, meaning he's getting ready to destroy this place. So that's what we're reading now so far. So now we'll read 26 from the top.
Yes, sir. Come on, sir. The book of Genesis, chapter 18, verse 26. And the Lord said, if I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city, then I will spare all the place for their sakes.
Say what now?
I will spare all the place for their sakes.
So now what's going on in verse 26? Because as we're reading, the Lord is getting ready to judge this place.
Judge the place, right.
Right. But in verse 26 is saying what though?
I will spare for the place for their sakes.
Right. So in a nutshell, what is the Lord ultimately trying to do?
He's trying to pretty much like how you say, like, get rid of the sin in the sense, but he said something about sparing. So like he's trying to spare
Right.
the people
Right, because he's trying to what?
to get rid of the sin of them.
What? Yeah, but man, I hate to give the answer, but
No, don't give it to me. Let me think.
but the Lord is ultimately trying to do something. It's all okay. Think about it like this. Like, okay, like in America, you got laws, right? You got laws for, you got traffic laws, running a red light, running a stop sign, going past certain speed limit.
Right.
So now, of course, if like any law, if you break that law, there's a what?
Consequence,
Right? So now, as we read earlier in Leviticus, about how unlawful it was, right, for a man to be with mankind, right?
yes, sir.
That's unlawful. That's an abomination. That's a hatred to the Lord. The Lord hates that. So, but now we just read in the previous verse, I think in verse 25 and a little further up, about how the Lord is getting ready to judge this place, right? So
Right.
now, because of what was going on in Sodom and Gomorrah, they was worthy of the judgment, worthy of death. But so what's happening now in 26?
God is pretty much
Because they hadn't did it yet.
No, he hasn't done it yet.
Right. So what's going on now? What's taking place? Read 26 from the top. I give you a hint.
And the Lord said, if I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city.
Meaning, what does that mean? Righteous within the city. What is that saying? If I find in Sodom, in other words, if I find 50 righteous brothers in Atlanta,
Right.
50 righteous men in Atlanta, then I will spare Atlanta. What's he saying? What was he trying to do?
He's trying to. In that scripture, to me, it means like he's basically trying to spare the faithful few that's not.
Yeah, he's trying to give that city a chance. That's what that is. Now watch this though. Now drop down to verse 28.
Sir. Come on, sir. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 18, verse 28.
Salaki, you know what? Read 27. Read 27. Because this is Abraham responding.
Yes, sir. Come on. Genesis 18, verse 27. And Abraham answered and said, behold, now I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord, which am but dust and ashes.
Now here's his. Now read 28.
Peradventure, peradventure, thou shalt lack 5 of the 50 righteous.
Meaning 45.
45, right? Wilt thou destroy all the city for lack of 5?
So now this is Abraham asking the question, because the Lord said, if I find 50 righteous men in there, like I'll spare them. So of course Abraham is like, okay, well, what if I find 45? That's the question he's asking. Keep going.
And he said, if I find there 40 and 5, I will not destroy it.
So, see what's happening now? Now what happened before in the previous verse? What did the Lord say?
That's the 27, right? He said,
or 20, yeah.
27, yeah. And Abraham answered unto the Lord, answered and said, behold, now I have taken upon.
So like it might have been 26. It was the part about defining if I find 50.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to read the verse again. I was just asking in general, but yeah. So now you can see what the Lord is like ultimately doing, because like really the Lord could have just went down and wiped out that place immediately.
So he was going to destroy the whole place. Let's just say Atlanta. Yeah. But he chose to pretty much grant a mercy in a sense for the ones that were righteous that didn't commit that sin or that act.
Now you're getting it. Because obviously, like with anything, it might not have been everybody, right? Might have still been some righteous brothers and sisters. So I mean, this even now, it's showing mercy. That's why I'm saying, even though now, even though like brothers and sisters out here in the world, they might be doing whatever, like they still have a mercy. Like this is the Lord having that mercy on them, even still.
Right.
That's why we can't always just be so, quick to jump the gun like that and be so quick to throw brothers and sisters away. You got to give them a chance. And this is what the Lord is doing. It's giving them a chance, even still. Now, we're not going to read all these verses. Now, we'll drop down to 30.
30? This is the book of Genesis, chapter 18, verse 30. Say it again?
Yeah. Go ahead.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 18, verse 30. And he said unto him, Oh, let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak. Peradventure there shall be 30 be found there. And he said, I will not do it if I find 33.
Right. Because in the 29th verse, it was saying 40. Like, and as you keep going down, like the numbers keep lowering. So we'll drop all the way down. Let's come all the way down to 32.
Yes, sir. Come, sir. The book of Genesis 18, chapter 18, verse 32. And he said, oh, let not the Lord be angry. I will speak yet, but this once, peradventure, 10 shall be found there.
Now we done got all the way down to 10. So we done went from what? We started with what number? What was it, like
50? 50. Sir.
Now we got all the way down to 10. So Abraham is now saying, well, what if we get all the way down to, what if I'm only able to find 10? Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
And it's going to make sense in a second why I'm going through this.
And he said, I will not destroy it for 10's sake.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord went his way, and soon as he had left communing with Abraham, and Abraham returned into his place.
Right. So now, after reading all that, now you see what was actually going on. So the Lord is about to judge this place. So now this is what we get into, like the real meat of it, the real meat and potatoes, so to speak. Now give me Genesis 19:1.
Yes, sir. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 19, verse 1. And there came two angels to Sodom at even, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them.
It's like it. Start from the top.
Yes, sir. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 19, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And there came two angels to Sodom at even.
Two angels that Sodom. Keep going. Because at this point, what's getting ready to happen?
The two angels came to, what was it? The two angels came to Sodom at even, right?
Mm-hmm. But think about what we was reading earlier.
So yeah, God spared the people. Like he spared, let's just say, spared the individuals who didn't commit the act of sodomy.
Well, not necessarily spared them just yet, but it was more so in the sense of, like, originally the Lord was just going to, the Lord is about to judge this place. So that's why we was reading through those different verses about, you got it. That's why we was reading those verses when we went from like 50 to 45 and then like the 30 and 25 and then finally all the way down to 10, because what was going on, Abraham was basically communicating with the Lord. So like, let's say I ain't gonna say if I'm God, I ain't gonna do that. But if I'm saying like, okay, yo, like let's say if you were in Atlanta and I'm like, yo, I'm getting ready to come down and wipe Atlanta out, bro. Like if I don't find 50 good men, if I don't find 50 righteous, and because that's your seat and that's where you're at, you're like, okay, well, what about if I'm only able to find, this much? What if I'm able to do this one? Because because the Lord, what you gotta understand is, I don't want to give you the answer, but what was Abraham doing? Like when he was asking the Lord that, the Lord said he's going to destroy this place if he don't find 50. But then Abraham was like, well, what if I can only find 45? What if I can only find? Why was Abraham doing that?
Pretty much, I think Abraham did that. I mean, pretty much, I think, in my opinion, to like keep from killing off a whole city. If there's like, instead of like killing off the whole city, he was asking if God could pretty much like spare the ones that were not like involved with I mean with the sin of homosexuality.
You're right.
Salakia.
Yeah.
What was he showing brotherhood? Was he trying to show brotherhood to try to save them?
Give him a hand. Give him a hand. That's the answer I was looking for. That's really what he was doing, because ultimately he cared. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't in that city at that time, but because if you read the context of it, he actually wasn't in that city. Lot was actually in the city, but we'll get to that in a second. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but it's just like, like you care about your people. So if I'm like, yo, hey, see that? See what they doing out down in Atlanta? I don't know what they call it, but LGBT, whatever their functioning events, whatever they have, I don't know. I'm getting ready to destroy that place. And then you coming at me like, okay, so if I say, well, look, if I don't find at least 50 righteous people, I'm getting ready to slay. I'm getting ready to nuke them. And you're like, well, what if I only find 45? And I'm like, okay, then I might spare the city. You're like, well, what if I could only find 25? Like the reason why, and somebody, that's unlearned, they might think somebody's, being funny or whatever. No, but Abraham actually cared. He was actually showing brotherhood for that because he wanted that people to be spared. That's why he was doing that.
So like, if
Go
I
ahead.
may, the thing that you got to understand too, though, is he was doing all of that, counting down from number to number. At the end of the day, the Most High knew he wasn't going to find anybody. So that's when you come into the situation where the angels came into the city. You understand? He knew it wasn't finna happen. He knew he wasn't going to find nobody else. You understand what I'm saying? Them angels weren't there, you know what I'm saying, just because they just so happened to be walking through town. You know what I mean? Them angels was there because the Most High sent them, like, go ahead, handle y'all business, because he want to save them people. He love his people, but it ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen, and these people finna show him how much it ain't gonna happen when you keep reading.
Give him a hand. Give him a hand. He's absolutely right. Because matter of fact, I'm glad you brought it up. Because isn't that not the same thing that the Lord did with Pharaoh? If I'm not mistaken, Pharaoh kept coming back. I'm telling you, it's the same thing.
And he kept hardening his heart, kept hardening Pharaoh's heart. This is not necessarily the same thing, but this is chance after chance that Lot was trying to fight for Sodom and Gomorrah. You know what I'm saying? And he
Abraham.
was more so. Was it Abraham or was Lot?
Because Lot I'm coming to like now.
Kind okay. So, and then Lot was only there at the end of the day because he was sent there. No, he wasn't sent there. His wife wanted to go there. Isn't that right, sir?
Mm-hmm.
His wife wanted to go there. You know what I'm saying?
She wanted to stay, but like I said, we'll get into that. I don't want to jump ahead of myself, but I'm just like bringing this out because I'm trying to show exactly what the Lord was doing, because that's ultimately what it was. That's why that countdown was doing that. Like Abraham kept going. Okay, so if I find this many, what about that? If I find this many, the Lord was like, I'll spare the city. I'll spare the city. I'll spare the city. All the way down to 10. We'll see. Where we at? 19-1?
Yeah, 19-1.
Yeah, start from the top.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 19, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And there came two angels to Sodom at even, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with the face toward the ground.
Right. Now you know why Lot did this, though, right? Why he bowed down to them. You don't know why he did that, right?
Let's see. Because they were angels.
Right. They were angels. And he knew it. And,
right.
And to prove it is in the very next verse.
So, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 19, verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, behold now, my lords.
What?
He said, behold now, my lords.
This is my lords. So now, was this God himself?
No.
No. How do you know that?
Because the angels.
Because what?
Because the angels. Because we said my lords and then it's saying my angels.
Yeah, there you go. Because it said lords.
Right.
With S, plurals. So you know it ain't talking about. And then at the same time, and we kind of do the same thing in here. We don't say my Lord, but we say Adawan or my Adawan. It's just saying it's just an authority, who's in charge, who's in power. So, because I've heard people, try to do the whole, well, I'm not going to call a man Lord and all that. No, that's what that was. He knew who they were. He knew who that was. He was showing them that hospitality by washing their feet and all that. And washing their feet is like an old thing that people did, kind of like, I say like Southern hospitality. People come down,
right?
Or like if you get a new neighbor. Now I know they don't do this now, but
right.
Like in my grandparents' time, if somebody new moved into the neighborhood, people bring food over and gifts or whatever,
right?
Showing that hospitality. Well, Lot was doing that same thing. That's us as the people anyway. We had that hospitality. Lot was doing the same thing. So now we're going to get into the actual spirit of this thing, about homosexuality, about this real spirit of it, and how dangerous it can be. Skip that. Don't even, just drop down to 3, verse 3.
Come on, sir.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 19, verse 3. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him, and he entered into his house, and he made them a feast.
He did what?
He made them a feast.
Mm-hmm. Showing them that good hospitality,
Hospitality.
man. That's what he's doing. I mean, he's just like angels, man. Come on, shit. This is not Debo off the block.
Right.
That's why when you see like the generals and stuff like that, like you the generals that I don't know, you might have seen it or not, but like you might have General Muhammad that might come through a city or a state or whatever, and then the brothers and sisters they all get together, and they'll get them a gift or something like that. It's just showing that hospitality, for the men that come before you, that laid down this work and put their brick in. It's just showing that love and that respect and that hospitality. That's what that's for. Drop down to verse 4.
Come on, sir. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 19, verse 4. But before they lay down, the men of the city,
the who?
The men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round.
Meaning what? What does that mean?
Compassed the house round? Like they surrounded the house.
Yeah, they surrounded the house. They were surrounded the house. Now you got to think what type of mind frame, what kind of mindset you have to be in order to do this. Like, just think about that for a second. And the reason why I say I kind of want to touch into the actual spirit of it, because like a lot of people, like worldly or whatever, just look at it on the surface realm. Oh man, that's disgusting. A man with another man or a woman with another woman. I mean, yeah, it is disgusting.
Right.
But then you got to go into the actual spirit of this thing. What I mean by that is, read from verse, where we at, 5?
4.
4?
Yes,
okay,
sir.
Yeah. Read from start from 4. And I'll show you what I'm saying.
The beginning. Genesis chapter 19, verse 4. But before they lay down.
Meaning before they went to sleep.
Yes, sir.
Or at least rested.
The men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round, both old and young.
So old and young, so 60, 70 something years old men trying to lay with them, these angels, old and young. Go ahead.
All the people from every quarter.
Every quarter, meaning what? All corners of the house.
Right.
All corners of the house. There's 4 quarters in $1. They're not 4 quarters. 4 corners of a house. They're all the way around about. That surrounded the house. Keep going, verse 5, and we'll see what they were trying to do. Because I don't think they were trying to show them the hospitality that Lot was showing hospitality to them angels. I think they were trying to show something different to them.
Come on, sir.
Keep going.
Genesis chapter 19, verse 5. And they called unto Lot and said unto him, where are the men which came into thee this night?
Because they had saw him before. So who are they looking for?
They're looking for the young guys, the angels.
Yeah, they're looking for the angels. That's what they're looking for. Now, apparently, just with context, I mean, I don't want to assume, but apparently Lot was already in the city, so they knew about Lot. I don't know. They're not after him. They're after the angels. So for whatever reason, they saw something with the angels that they wanted. Now, you got to think about how disgusting you have to be. You see an angel, and you're trying to sleep with the angel?
Right.
And then think about the aggression of that.
Right.
Think about it like this. I'll put it in simple terms. You ever seen a sister that you see like, at the mall, at school, at the job, and you're like, yo, this sister is beautiful, man. Like, damn, yo, like, I want to shoot my shot, bro. Like, damn, bro. Like, yo, where's she at? Like, she got a man. Like she's just so beautiful. You just want to like buy her things and buy nice stuff for her, try to impress her.
Right.
But never once in my mind do I think, let me go to her house and stalk her and surround her building and try to get that. That's extreme.
Right.
That's extreme. And I'm saying I've had a crush. I've been in days. I mean, I've been there. I'm not ashamed. But never once in my mind have I ever thought, let me go follow this bitch. It's like it. Let me follow this chick home and surround her house.
So basically, they couldn't master their sexual urges and desires.
No, they could not. They
Right.
couldn't. That's what I'm saying. Like homosexuality, that's an aggressive spirit. Right. That's very dangerous. And I tell people it's dangerous and violent. A lot of people don't even understand this. And I might have to get the little stat report on it to see like domestic violence relationships. If you see those numbers in same-sex couples, it's crazy high. Crazy high. Men or the women. It's crazy. The domestic violence is crazy with that. I'm telling you. Just look up Brittany Griner. See the situation with her and the woman she was married to. I'm telling you, I'm not making this stuff up. That is an aggressive spirit, for real. And you see these individuals, man, surrounded the house. Where we at? Verse 4?
Verse 5.
Oh, okay.
Read from the top again, or keep going?
Yeah, just keep going from where you left off at.
Yes, sir. Bring them out unto us, that we may know them.
What?
That we may know them.
So they were just trying to be friends, go party and have fun. They were just trying to get to know what it.
Nah,
they weren't trying to do that.
They was
trying to do something else.
They was trying to have sex with them.
They were trying to have sex with them, and that is just, like I said, man. That's just an aggressive spirit. That is. I'm almost lost for words. Let the book keep telling. Go ahead. I'll keep going.
Yes, sir. Come on, sir. Genesis chapter 19, verse 6. And Lot went out at the door unto them and shut the door after him.
Now, why was Lot doing this to begin with? Why did he do that? Because it says, read that from the top. Lot did what?
Lot went out at the door unto them and shut the door after him.
So now describe to me what's happening right now.
Basically, they pretty, like you said, they surround all four corners of the house. They basically followed him. They were like in his vicinity, pretty much trying to, get at him, pretty much trying to have sex with him, trying to be aggressive.
And Lot, in return, does what? He closes his door.
He closed the door.
Right. But read 6.
6.
Read from 6 and see what 6 says.
And Lot went out at the door unto them and shut the door after him.
So where's Lot at right now?
He's at the door.
Yeah.
He went out at the door unto them.
Yeah, meaning, so where's Lot at now? Is he in the house or outside the house?
He's outside the house.
Think about that now.
So basically when he went outside the house, he saw them at pretty much, let's just say, on his doorstep.
No, well, he already saw them. That's why he stepped outside. He already saw them.
Right.
Because they was outside asking, where are those two men? Come out here so we can know them. So then he puts them in the house and he steps outside. So what is Lot showing right now? We said it earlier.
What is Lot showing?
I mean, you got to think about that, man. That's like if you bring a homeboy to your crib, they come over, and, your homeboy come over or whatever, two of your homeboys come over at the crib, and then there's some dudes outside. Hey, yo, what's some 2 dudes in your crib, bro? We got issues with them, man. Bring them out. And you go, hey, y'all get in the house. Get in the house. You close the door. What's up? What are you doing right now?
You're protecting them.
Yes. And one word I'm looking for, though.
Showing brotherhood.
Thank you. Give him a hand. That's what Lot was actually doing right here, man. And let me tell you something. This is something that the Christian church is not going to point out. I don't even know if they pull scriptures like this or not, but this is something the Christian church doesn't pull out. They don't bring scriptures out like this, man. Right. That goes just to show you, man, the level of brotherhood that we have for one another, man. Like to show that, because you have to think about that. To say that you have individuals in your house and you're showing that hospitality to them, and then there's individuals outside the house trying to get at them, whether they're trying to lay with them or harm them or whatever the case may be. But instead, you put them in the house and then you put yourself in harm's way. Like, man, that's you talking about laying out your life for a brother, man. And then it's no wonder you think you can't get that type of brotherhood in the world. They don't pull scriptures like this, man. Let alone actually follow them. Hell, they're homosexuals in damn self. So I don't see them pulling scriptures like this. Go ahead. Huh?
No, I was just.
No. Go ahead.
Where was we at? Okay. And Lot went out at the door unto them and shut the door after him. And said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly.
Do not so wickedly. Because why is he saying do not so wickedly? Because it's unlawful, as we read earlier.
Right.
This is something that's caused disgust and hatred. This is Lot, man. This is a brother right here. And by the way, Lot is an Israelite, by the way. I want to say somebody had, I'm not mistaken. I want to say I heard somebody say somebody he wasn't an Israelite or they questioned it. I don't know. But if anybody has any question about that, I can give them the scripture for that one to prove that Lot actually is an Israelite. As a matter of fact, he's the nephew to Abraham. Yeah.
Yeah, we mentioned Abraham earlier.
Yeah. That's actually Lot is his Abraham is Lot's uncle because of his father. Terah. I know I'm probably saying it wrong, but that's who Lot's father is because Abraham had other brothers as well.
Right.
So that's how they're related. They come from the same lineage. Like I said, I could show that if you need to.
Yes, sir. And said, I pray, brethren, do not so wickedly.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, now I have 2 daughters which have not known man.
So what? So what now?
I have 2 daughters which have not known man.
So you gotta think about this. So now, right now, what's going on? This is terrible, man. Like this, you gotta think how aggressive that spirit is. The homosexuality is dangerous and violent. And I could pull up some of the articles of things that they have done. It's sickening, man. And then and it's no wonder why every time somebody says something, you wonder why they getting canceled, why they coming at them like that, because that's an aggressive spirit. Like that's just what it is. You got homosexuals out here trying to have sex with angels, surrounding that house, trying to break in. Now you go and do that for a sister and see what happens to your behind. See if police don't get caught up on you and get a damn restraining order on you.
Right.
But the Lord knew all of this, man. The Lord knew this already. That's why the Lord sent them angels, man. That's how disgusting they were. And these are some of the things that are plaguing us right now. Hey, if you will, I'm gonna have you. What we got? Well, I get a few more minutes before I get into the articles and stuff. You still have the you still have the. Okay, you still got it up there. Okay, I just want to make sure people are able to see it online once you switch to it. Okay. Oh, I'm so like where was you at though, brother?
I was on I was on in the middle of the 8th verse. Behold, now I have 2 daughters which I have not known man. Slacky. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you.
Go, I'll let you finish out.
Yes, sir.
Because what was Lot trying to do? He was even trying to offer up his own daughters because he knew that was wicked. But you gotta realize how much brotherhood that's his own daughter. So you gotta think about that for a second. But he was not trying to let anything happen to them angels that he said, even though those are my own daughters, I'm offering them up, but you're not gonna do these to the 2 angels. Y'all gotta think about how much brotherhood he was showing at that moment, man. He's going against a whole damn city, a whole mob of people trying to come up after him and throw his own kind out there like that. Not that he actually did it, but he would have did it though. That was just the point.
Right.
Now drop down to 13. Well, so like it. Drop down to 11.
Yes,
and let's just see what the angels.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 19, verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
And they smote the men that were at the door of the house.
And who did what? Oh, so like it. I'm sorry, my bad. Back up to 10.
Yes, sir.
So like it.
9.
Yeah, start at 9.
Start at 9, sir?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 19, verse 9. And they said, stand back. And they said again, this is one fellow came into sojourn, and he will needs to be judged.
Read that one more time from the top.
And they said, stand back.
This is them now. This is them. Stand back. They telling like his own household, telling him to stand back.
The men. Yep.
I don't know about you, but if somebody come to my house and tell me stand back, it's gonna be a different story.
Right.
Let alone trying to have sex with like people that I haven't. Nah. Go ahead.
They said, stand back. And they said again, this one fellow came into sojourn, and he will needs to be judged. Now will we deal worse with thee than with them?
So if we're gonna deal worse with you than we will with them, because we'll go to you to get to these 2. Now think about that for a second. I told you about the spirit of that. Think about how dangerous that is. So when I try to tell people that that's a dangerous spirit and violent, it really is. This is the entire spirit of it right here that we're reading right here in Genesis. Keep going.
So, Lockie, if I may, real quick, just a sidebar.
Yeah.
Does that not remind you of the warrior from Boondocks?
Oh God!
Felice Johnson.
Yo,
I was just about
that's a real dude. That's a real dude.
But but you see how aggressive he was. He said, "I like you and I want you. You can do this the easy way or the hard way." That's the ultimatum that Lot just got.
That's exactly.
That's the ultimatum he just got. You can let me in, or we gonna go in. Which one you gonna do? That's just what happened.
You're right, because that is that spirit, and I keep telling you, man. Like, look, I've been even in the world. I've been out, with some of the guys, some of the homies. We go out, you try to get a girl, whatever. She turn you down, but dudes ain't out here like, really trying to. I mean, you got sick people out there like that. Don't get me wrong, but for the most part, dudes ain't out here. If girls turn down, f that b, and then just move on about the day. Not saying that's right, but dudes ain't out here just trying to grab and follow home round the. That like that's a serious spirit. But as a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, so what was it? A few weeks ago, we was headed to Charlotte, and they got shut down because they had some sort of gay pride parade going on. If I ain't mistaken, I think something broke out there as well. I'm telling you, it's dangerous, man. A whole mob of people, and you say one thing, and they going off. That's why every time you turn around, you're seeing some homosexual guy fighting some sister, fighting some woman. You see it every time. Tell me, it is aggressive, man. Oh shoot. Where was that?
I was in the middle, verse 9. Now will we deal worse with thee than with them?
Yeah, okay. Drop down to have you read that last part?
With the verse 9?
Yeah.
I'm reading it right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in the middle with that one. And we will deal worse with thee than with them.
Mm-hmm.
And they pressed sore upon the man.
They did what?
They pressed sore upon the man.
So now they got physical. Now they really tugging and pulling, trying to like get this dude out the way.
Even Lot, and came near to break the door.
Damn. God, dog. So you mean to tell me these? I don't even know what to call them. These homosexuals were so
sodomites.
Because it was other words I want to use. I know I can't say, but these homosexuals were so aggressive and so dangerous. They tried to break into this guy's house. To get this guy. At that point, you know what that sounds like to me? It sounds like rape.
Right.
That's what it sounds like. And when you do and I might have to get the numbers. When you actually look at a lot of homosexuals, if you actually read that report, a lot of those guys got raped. A lot of those men and women got raped. And I'm not making this up.
That's true.
A lot of them brothers and sisters have, whether it's been in jail or when there was a child or whatever, or in a Christian church, a lot of when you look at a lot of those homosexuals, a lot of them have been molested. I lie to you not. Catholic Church molested them young boys like that.
Like Bishop Eddie Long.
Damn right. Bishop Eddie Long. What did you say, Sadat? The Catholic priest.
The
Boy Scouts. Because and then when you look at it, and I gotta go back. It's a few verses before. I know we read it, and it was saying something about the men. I don't remember what verse it was in. I think it's in the same chapter, but it was saying the men, and it specifically stated the men of the city. It's a few verses.
Verse 4.
Was it? Okay, read 4.
Salaki, sir. The book of Genesis, chapter 19, verse 4. But before they lay down, the men of the city.
The who?
The men of the city.
The men of the city. Now you gotta understand the context. Now, why didn't it say the people of the city? Because sometimes in the Bible it'll say man, right? And okay, man could be unisex, so we understand. But in this one, it said the men of the city.
Meaning more than one.
Right. More than one. It's multiple.
Plural,
and then you think about it, it's like, well, so there was no women in the city? Is that what it's saying?
No,
it couldn't have been
specifically talking about more than one man. Specifically.
So my thing is, when you think about it, it's always leading with the men. Then you gotta think about it, like, why is that? And then you look at most of the homosexuals of what happened to them. Most of them happened to who? Even better yet, let's go back to what you were saying, so about the cat. About the Catholic priest sleeping with little boys. That's like a running on joke. Nobody says little girls. Why is that? Why is it that they choose to mess with the young boys?
Because it takes away from their masculinity and their manhood.
Yes. And what else? There's another reason for it too.
To keep the cycle going. Like to keep the cycle. Like it's like, how they say like hurt people. Yeah. Like you said they might have been molested, so the cycle could continue with them. That reprobate mind could like go down to them.
Oh, so like, is that light on out there? Yeah, I got it's my fault, man, to turn that on. Yes, but it happens to the young women too, because they'll grow up doing the same thing. Even in the movie Antoine Fisher, I don't know if some of y'all
Yeah, I've
seen
seen
that.
it.
Very disgusting. So it happens to young boys too from older women.
Older women, right?
But the reason why I'm saying that is, but the Catholic priests do it to they do it to young boys for two reasons. One, it's a thing in there where they can't be married. That's number one. Because it's I don't mean to get off topic, but it ties into a whole nother thing because it's dealing with money. So of course, if a priest is married, has a woman, if he dies or something, all that stuff goes to the woman. So to keep everything within there, obviously they can't have the woman. So of course they mess with young boys. And another thing, something that can't happen to the young boys that can happen to the young girls, which is what?
Rape. Not
No,
rape.
they both can be raped. It's something. Okay, a Catholic priest, or let me just take it off him. A man could molest a young boy and he could molest a young girl, but it's something that could happen to that young girl that won't happen to that young boy. Think about it. Because you hear about
children,
it all the time.
like
Thank you.
reproducing.
Thank you. Because them young boys ain't gonna come up pregnant. And like you, and also what you stated is it's a masculinity type of thing, because it's very difficult for a man to come out and say he was molested. That like, especially in the black community, like it's to a point. If a young boy come out and say he was molested as a kid, it's like it's damn near like he'll be shamed for both. Because if he says he was molested by a woman, what are people going to say?
They probably gonna like pretty much brush it off.
That too. But what's the main thing?
It was pretty much. It was
like if you said like, yo man, I was molested by this woman, at the age of 13. Most dudes will look at you, whether your age or older. Most dudes might look at you and
they'll say they'll praise you for it.
Right.
Like
They'll say, well, damn, you got something. You should have enjoyed that, man. You should have liked it.
Yeah, like as a rite of passage, pretty much.
Yeah, that's how it is. And it's like, damn, but that's horrible, because then you got a young boy like that. You don't know what he's doing. He's messed up in the mind, messed up in the head. Then he grew up, and then you want to know why. You want to know why he's looking at women like this. You want to know why he's looking at porno crazy. You want to know why he's treating women like this and looking at women like that and treating them in this type of way. You know why? Because he was molested at a young age by an older woman. And then when he told everybody about it, they just looked at him and shrugged it off and like, well, hey, you got some pussy or whatever. It's horrible.
Because it's from the opposite sex.
Yeah, it's horrible. So, I mean, and again, and it happens to the young girls too, but the difference is that young boy can't come up pregnant. That young boy is not going to come up pregnant like that little girl is. So, of course, and then and like you said, with the masculinity thing, it's a lot harder for that young boy to come out and say that he was molested, because if he comes out and say, and I'm going to get to your question too, because that young boy comes out and say he was molested. If he says he was molested by a woman, people are going to look at him and say, oh, wow, man, you got some pussy, man. That's a good thing, girl. What you talking about? Oh, you must be gay. You didn't like it. Or if he say he was molested by a man, he's still going to get called gay.
Okay, right.
So it's like a no-win situation. So he grows up holding that stuff in his entire life. Then you want to know what, like you say, hurt people. Not using that as an excuse, but he grows up doing that same thing, and it's just like, well, damn, because he couldn't get it out. He couldn't go to counsel. He couldn't try to talk to nobody, because in the black community, it's taboo to go get counsel for some odd damn reason. Like we, black men, we can't talk about our feelings. It seems soft or whatever, but go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say like it could also lead to violent behaviors, because it could have happened.
Say that again.
It could lead to them being violent. Like,
what have we been reading in here? Most High in Christ.
But at the same time, like, do you remember the group B2K? Remember the boy Raz B came out?
I know he's getting. Yeah,
that's kind of like that. Like he got people was calling him gay, like you just said. People was calling him gay.
Calling him gay. Like you said, and what's crazy, and when that happened, couldn't talk about it. You didn't. By the time we heard about that, this is like a decade later. By the time we heard about it, it was like what's his name? Chris Lighty. I think he was a guy that did. Chris Stokes. I'm sorry, I don't mean to put the other bullet in.
Bambaataa.
God, here's another one. And yet again, young boys, and then they don't come out and speak. And then when they finally do come out and speak, like you just stated, they get called what? Because we have a lack of brotherhood, lack of concern for one another. Empathy, yes, that's the word. Like, but see, if we actually care about one another, had the empathy for one another, like the way Locke did, the way Lot did, like that wouldn't exist. Like I was telling somebody earlier, it might have been you, like the difference between UPK and everybody else, like it's not so much that things don't happen here, but it's the fact that we handle it, we address it in a different way. So yeah, you might have a brother that might do something, but the difference between us and everybody else, and I'm not saying that those things happen, I'm just throwing out here, but these things get dealt with. We don't sweep it under a rug. Like we don't do that. Right. See, in the Christian church, something like that happened, that young boy being molested like that, you know, they might try to deal with it, maybe, or just sweep it on the rug, but that's not really helping the issue. That same predator, because that's what it is, are still be in that Christian church. That same predator still be in the family, still be at the family function and events, which is why when you have the family dinner, an argument breaks out, somebody fighting or whatever, you know, because something happened to Jerome when he was young, when he was 5 and 6 years old, but he couldn't tell nobody when he said something. He was, you know, told, hey man, go sit down, or stop telling lies with her. Nobody wanted to hear the young boy out, you know, or the young girl. That's what happens, which is why Africa Bambaataa, Bishop Eddie Long, and that's why they're always able to get away with things like that, because it's just been condoned by everybody.
Even R. Kelly with the Aaliyah situation.
Right, that's another one. R. Kelly for years, and that was on tape. That's on tape.
Exactly.
That's on tape. We ain't talking about whether you still listen to his music or not, but that's on tape. But because people are in love with it, you know, people love who it is. People are in love with the celebrity. You know, he was able to get away with it. And that was on tape, bro. Now, I never seen it, me personally. I haven't, because me personally, you can't tell me that there's a man that's molesting a woman and or a young girl, and then I'm gonna go look at the video. So even as a kid, I didn't want to.
That's why I was bringing that up, because I know it happens in Hollywood too. Like you see Orlando Brown and all these other people. Tevin Campbell just came out recently, the singer.
Yeah,
talking about he came out the closet, but there's rumors about that for years. In Hollywood, but it goes on. Yeah, and nobody thinks nothing about it. I saw an interview with him years ago where somebody asked him about his sexuality. He was like, "Well, I'm a trisexual." I was like, "What's that?" Like I'm a trisexual, and I'm like, "So what? That means you would try anything?" He said, "Anything, I guess." He said he was a trisexual. This was years ago. And like you said, it was always rumors and things I hear about somebody touched him. I'm not saying he did it. I don't know. I don't get into it. But Quincy Jones, this, that, the third. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know. And then, like you say, it was just rumors, and everybody looks at it and just goes. And then before you know it, somebody comes out years later. Oh, I'm just at the third. I was touched. I'm telling you, man, this stuff goes on, and this is what I mean by the entire spirit of it, man. God. You said the scripture. Yeah. What was it? I know I was over, like, you told me to read verse 9.
Okay. Did we finish 9 or are we in 10 now?
Yeah, they was trying to break the door.
Okay, so I think that's 10.
Yeah, we on 10 now. But the Genesis chapter 19, verse 10. But the men put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house to them and shut the door.
Say that again, verse 10. But the men did what?
But the men put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house to them.
Right. So who was those men in verse 10?
The men at the door that surrounded the house. No. Not those men. No. Salakia. The men inside the house.
Right.
Protected.
Right. Because they pulled them back into the house. Because the people that was outside never made it inside.
They didn't.
That's why I say, when it comes to reading the Bible, you can't read this like a Dr. Seuss book. You got to pause, because it's a common mistake. It might happen. You might read and then okay. But because you see men or man, you don't get that context. You don't catch it. You might, make that mistake. But when you read it from verse 10 from the top.
Yes, sir. Come on, sir. Genesis chapter 19, verse 10. But the men put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house to them.
Stop. So if they pulled Lot, let's say if somebody else was trying to say it was the people outside, but how could they pull him in the house if the people outside never made it in? They couldn't. I can't be outside your house and then I pull you into that. I can maybe push you, but it didn't say that. There's no way I could do that. So it obviously would have had to have been the other two men that were in the house, which were the angels.
Right.
Because because they saw what Lot was doing for damn. Let me get a well, ain't nothing I can do about it now. Nah, it was here. Ain't nothing I can do about it now, man. But no, and so they saw what Lot was doing. Lot was showing brotherhood.
Right.
And you got to understand. Do you understand what the purpose of angels are for? Like what role they serve to the Lord?
They pretty much watch over you. And like, I don't want to sound spooky, but
No, just say it. Just say it, man. We're learning. Just say it. Don't worry about it. How it sounds. I will clean it up.
they pretty much protect you from evil things of the world. In a sense.
Okay, think of it as a ranking structure. Everything is a ranking structure. Okay,
Right.
There's order. Every position, lowest. I'm gonna get to you too, Sadat. Everything has a position. Everyone has a position from the lowest man, highest ranking man, even angels. They have a position. We all serve the Lord ultimately, right? So
Right.
the angels have their position as well. And I think this is what Sadak was getting ready to answer. Go ahead.
You want me to answer?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so at the end of the day, those angels are carrying out orders. They're doing what they're told. The Most High tells them what to do, and they do the order.
Yep.
So when they came down and they were at Lot's house, it was because they were sent there.
Yep. And that's what the angels do. It's not necessarily they do protect, don't get me wrong, but their ultimate thing is they serve the Lord and they carry out, like Sadak said, they carry out those orders. So angels are doing nothing but taking those reports and writing them down, sending that back to the Lord. Even if you go to the story of who was it? I think it's Job, where the Lord so that was Satan, even Satan, but that's another topic for another day. Even Satan has a position as well, but they're taking reports. So you got to think the angels in there, they see all that. They could have came in at any point in time, and I don't want to get ahead of my. Go ahead.
Real quick, did you know that Satan was an angel?
He was a fallen angel.
Where does it say that?
Well, when I learned the Christian church, they said he was kicked out of heaven.
It's not in there.
No sweat.
No, I know.
No sweat.
That's why I asked that question, because that's what we've been taught to believe.
Yeah.
But if you ever read through the Bible for yourself, you'll never find that.
Yeah, that's no sweat.
You'll never find that. Satan is an angel, just like Gabriel, just like any other angel that you can come up with his name. Satan has a job to do. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I'd like to say he's the Most High's best angel, because he do his job. You know what I'm saying? He's out here doing his job. You understand?
Yeah. So don't worry about that. I mean, that. We were all taught that. We were all taught that heaven and hell, and that whole thing. And that's actually two things I'm gonna do in the next few years. I'm gonna do heaven and hell, where that whole concept comes from, and the fallen angel. Them two separate things. But really, realistically, not to get off topic, but that whole fallen angel and heaven and hell, damn near in the same realm. You could really, you really. That's what. I think I got my topic for the next week or two. Might do that one. Yeah, but where was it at? Verse 10?
Verse 10.
And I got to get to these two things too in a second.
Yeah,
but I'm finish this up. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. But the men put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house to them and shut the door.
Now, I'm gonna say that comment. Read the next verse. Next verse.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 19, verse 11. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness.
What does the word smote mean? Look it up if you need to.
Smote.
So it's good to have your phone, because even though you're reading it out of the book, and that's a good thing, when you see words like that, if you go to the word and hold it on your phone, the Google definition will pop up.
Yep. And sometimes you got a Zondervan, or Babylon Timbuktu. No sweat. No sweat. We'll get you right. But yeah, look up smote, SMOTE. And you want to get into the habit of doing things like that too when it comes to doing stuff like this. Like in here, stated to show yourselves approved. Like, you would just want to do your research and look up, different things. You always just get in the habit of doing that, that way you ain't guessing that stuff. I mean, because I know in the English language, we, a lot of times we use words We might not know the literal definition, but
We know how to use it.
well, we know how to use it. But which is cool for its language and speaking and talking. But sometimes when it comes to read, especially when it comes to reading the Bible, because of our lack of understanding the Bible and what we think we know of the Bible, a lot of times you're going to want to look up certain words, even though they might seem simple, you know, but still. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Read when you're ready.
It says the definition of it says smite.
Right. Go for it.
Um,
Read it all.
to strike with a firm blow.
Ooh.
Salakia,
Mhm.
if I may.
Yeah.
It says it's a verb, past tense,
Mm.
meaning smote.
Mm.
Smoke, right.
A verb, meaning what?
Read it all.
Okay.
Read it all. So go ahead and read it from the top. No, you two are.
Smite, verb, past tense, smote. The first definition is to strike with a firm blow.
Mm.
He smites the water with his sword, just as an example.
And how do you strike something? Well, I'm sorry. I'll let you finish.
This
Okay.
The first one.
So now how do you strike something then? Because it said it's a verb, right?
It's an action.
It's right. It's an action. Verb means it's an action. So something hasn't been done. So how do you strike something? Swing. Yeah. You swing with force. And that's what the angels did. They smited him or smoked him.
Right.
Read from the top. Now read that.
The verb.
Now just say strike. Or yeah.
Okay, strike. And they smote the men that were at the door
Mhm.
of the house with blindness.
With blindness. Meaning what? Meaning what? Now what?
He knocked them out. Not knocked them out, but he struck them, but they can't see now. They're
Yeah.
blind.
It struck him with blindness. And now you got to understand the wait, repeat that. You said they did what? You said they.
I ain't gonna say knocked them out, but he struck them, but they went blind.
No.
You said I'm thinking strike like you punch something.
Yeah, I know, and that's what I said because of the context. So definition wise, yeah, that's what strike is. But sometimes, again, it's context, and you got to understand the language. So it doesn't mean that they struck him and they come clean blind. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
More so smote, meaning he what's the word that I wanted to use? He I had it on the tip of my tongue. He
Like
not blessed them, but he cursed them, basically. He smote them with that blindness, so
Yeah.
he cursed them with blindness.
So like the Lord, because of you eating unlawful foods, shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster, the Lord might strike you with cancer or something, or diabetes. But it ain't like somebody physically. It can be physical, but in the context of it, that's what that is. So yes. So the angel struck them with blindness. Unless I got it wrong, and I'll correct myself, Salakia. but they struck him with that blindness. Meaning what? Meaning that now they can't see. You can't see. You can't rape, but you can't see. Well, yeah. Okay.
With blindness, both small and great.
Mm-hmm.
So they were weary. They wearied themselves to find the door.
Break that down for me. That last part. So that they wearied themselves to find the door.
Pretty much, they were so blind they couldn't see, and they couldn't even find a way back to the door. Pretty much. Weary.
Look it up if you need to, man.
Hold on.
Yeah, take time.
They basically. Hold on. It said both small and great.
Mm-hmm.
So they wearied themselves to find the door.
Right. Think about it. Because what were they originally trying to do?
They were trying to rape the men.
Right. And they was trying to get in the door, right?
In the door, right.
Now the angel struck them with blindness, right?
So they couldn't get in the door.
Right. But what are they still trying to do?
Get in the door.
Right. Think about it like this. So let's say if you're at a girl house, you trying to, I don't know, you trying to get to know this woman or whatever. You don't follow her back home or
like
whatever.
Off the Players Club when that guy
Yes.
was trying to get in the door.
Yes. Players Club. Why didn't I think of that? Yes. I don't even know his damn name.
Marvin or whatever. I can't remember.
I don't even remember his name.
Dude with the glasses.
Dude with the glasses. Looked like he had on a member's jacket, a member only's jacket on with the damn glasses. Yes, that same dude, him.
Right.
He over there at Diamond at her crib. Well, trying to get in there. Yeah, he's trying to get over there. Now imagine now somebody strike you with blindness. Now, what would a normal thinking person do? Obviously not be there to begin with, but what would a normal person do? Like if me and you fighting,
Right.
and I throw sand in your eye, what are you naturally going to do?
Fall down.
Fall down, or well,
Start.
you might not fall down necessarily,
But
but
trying to get this stuff out your
right,
eye.
because if me and you are fighting, we're in the midst of a fight, a battle, and I throw sand in your eye, what happens now to you?
I can't see.
You can't see, so therefore you can't what?
You can't fight.
You can't.
fight,
You can't see.
Blind. You can't see what you're doing.
Right. I mean, you could try, but I'm not. I mean, you could try to feel your way around. But in this, what's happening though? They were blinded, but what are they doing?
They pretty much lost. They can't see what they're doing because they got.
But what are they doing?
Trying to get in the door.
Right.
But they can't because they blind. They can't see their way in the door.
So what does that tell you?
That was God cursing them pretty much for.
No, that's not what that.
No, I was piggybacking off what you were saying. I was like, if you eat unlawful food, God could curse you with cancer. And I was saying I was piggybacking off that.
No, because the Lord could have been did that already, if he wanted to, which is why he's there now. But the reason, okay, why were they struck with blindness?
Because they was trying to go after the men in the house.
Right. Not because they were homosexuals. Because it's because that was the case, they would have been blind. It's because they was trying to get to the angels. So the angels struck them with blindness. So they was trying to, like, I go back to the analogy that I used before. And I saw your hand up too, Sadak, so I'm gonna get to you in a second. Were you gonna answer the question? Okay. But what was going on is I'll take it back to the strip club. Players Club. Players Club, right. Let me slack you. Let me correct that. That's all right. Salakia. I was in the world. No, I'm saying I'm talking about Players Club. Okay, the movie. For context, for somebody to take that and cut it out and be like, Officer Kupari, I'll say. No, but I'll take it back to the Players Club. So the brother, for those of y'all who haven't seen Players Club, I suggest y'all go and see it with Ice Cube and Lisa Ray. Anyways, so it is a brother that's in that. I guess he was in love with the woman, whatever. He's at a house now. He's stalking her pretty much. So now let's just say, he's trying to get, which he was trying to get in the house. As a matter of fact, he tried to break into the door. Yeah, until she shot at the door. Now we'll use that same thing with Lot. So now these angels have now struck these homosexuals with blindness. Now, naturally, what would you do? Like I said before, if me and you get into a fight right now and I throw dirt in your eyes, naturally, what do? Right. So you would automatically stop fighting. Would you not? So wouldn't you think with these homosexuals, what would they not be trying to do now? Right. So you would think naturally, what would they do? Now they're struck with blindness. What would you think that they would try to do? Go ahead.
They would be trying to get away.
They would be trying to get away. Because, I mean, if you're struck with blindness, you're trying to talk to a sister. I'm going to go back to the same analogy. You're trying to break into this. I'll make it more personal. Let's say you go out to a club tonight. You see a sister. You want to talk to her, whatever. You fall in love with her, whatever. Or fall in lust, really. That's what it is. That's really what it is. You fall in lust with this sister, whatever sexual deviant that you may have that you're dealing with. And now you don't follow this chick back home. You know what I'm saying? Now she pepper. Give him a hand. Now I know you're following. Now I know you're listening. You're following along. So now she pepper spray you, but instead of you deciding to go back, you're not even concerned about. Let me get the hell up out of here. Let me get back to safety. She done sprayed you like what's the name? Like what's the name? Did Mike Epps on Friday? She sprayed a player. She sprayed him. So now she hit you with the pepper spray or the mace. Instead of you thinking, you know what? Maybe I should get back. Maybe I should get up out of here before I get shot, get arrested. But you're so horny. That's in your damn mind. You're so horny that you think about, let me try to find the door. Not let me try to find my way out and get back up out of here. And let me, you trying to find your way into the house. That's what these homosexuals were doing. So the reason why I'm bringing that out is because you got to understand the spirit that takes. You got to understand the aggression behind that takes. For you to be blind and you're still trying to rape these two men, these two angels, for you to do that, like your mind is not even on. Let me get up out of here. Let me get back to safety. They can have a sword, chop my head off. I can't see. I'm trying to find the door. Not yo. Let's turn it back around. Let's go back. You're just that horny. You're that like that's what you have to realize. That's what you got to understand when you're dealing with the spirit of homosexuality. So that's what you want to get from this one. So let's drop down to I'm gonna skip past some of these verses. Let's drop down to the 24th verse, I believe. 23. Drop down to 23.
Genesis 19 and 23. This is the book of Genesis 19, chapter 19, verse 23.
Mm-hmm.
The sun was risen upon the earth when Lot entered into Zoar.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord of heaven.
Now, read that from the top, 24.
Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and Gomorrah.
Stop. What does that word mean?
Sodom?
Rain or rained.
Like water, like evaporated from the sky, like raining.
Okay. I no, but I help you out. Okay.
Oh, rain.
Let's go with what you're saying. You're saying rain. Okay, what does rain do? Like, if it starts raining, what's happening? If it starts raining outside, is what?
It's pouring down.
One more time.
It's pouring down.
Right, now look up what rain means, because that's what rain is doing. It means to fall down. Well, I gave you an answer, but that's what it means to rain on something. It's like an old quicker term, but that's what it means to rain on something. It means like fall on them. You might hear that one. It means to fall down or to come down, because that's what it means to rain. That's what it means. Go ahead, read from the top.
Yes, sir. Come on, sir. Genesis 19, verse 24.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah.
Meaning the what? The Lord rained, meaning so something's falling down. The Lord rained upon them. What did the Lord rain down? Keep reading.
Brimstone and fire.
What?
Brimstone and fire.
So think about it raining, right? But instead of it raining water, it's raining
fire and brimstone.
There you go. That's what happens to Sodom and Gomorrah. That's what's going to end up ultimately happening to Atlanta.
So it burned down pretty much.
Yeah, Lord destroyed it. Fire and brimstone. Because, and look, and watch this. How many brothers did they find out was righteous in that city?
45.
Where did you see that at?
No. It was going 50 and then it was going down. I'm sorry. Let me calculate.
No sweat. Far as what we read so far, who was the righteous ones in that city? How many did you count? Other than the angels.
You said other than angels?
Other than the angels. Who were the righteous men in that city? Or how many? Let me do it that way.
It was a lot, the two men, and it was like the two angels, right?
The two men were the angels.
Yeah, two men were the angels.
But that's why I said other than the angels. We're not going to count them. I mean, that's why
God was protecting them.
Yeah. So I'm asking how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many people were righteous? How many were righteous in that city?
3. That's what the story.
And who's the 3?
Lot and the two angels.
No. Because okay, we get the angels are already there. We get that. They're right. So don't not okay. When we what was it? The 18th chapter, I believe, when we was reading earlier, and it was, you don't have to go to it, but it was talking about like if I find 50,
right.
Yeah, 50, and then Abraham was like, what about if I find 45, all the way down to 10, right?
10. So
what I'm asking is how many were actually found to be righteous in that city? You had a question or comment? Okay, go ahead.
If you remember reading the story, Lot was there with his 2 daughters and his wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in exiting, the wife turned to a pillar of salt.
Mm-hmm.
Lot was the only man that was righteous in the city.
Mm-hmm.
There was only one man righteous in that city. That's why the Most High destroyed it.
Yep.
So it's one.
Yep, that was it.
I kept saying 3 because I keep thinking the angels as well. But I was going to say 1
because he didn't find the angels in the city. The angels came to the city.
Yeah, that's why you can't say that.
I was going to say 1, but I didn't want to be incorrect.
I don't mind. Hey, brother's probably here learning. Doesn't matter. Don't be scared of being wrong. Like you want to. I don't want to say you want to be wrong, But it's better for you to be wrong in class and get the correction than to go out and say something inaccurate, and then you say something, and then our enemies get it, and then see, I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
You said it's this one. It's actually this one. You're like, oh shoot. Then you gotta
Right.
Yeah. So, but it was one man, which was a lot. I mean, you can say 3 if you want to count his 2 daughters. You know, however you want to use that. But yeah, but then that's a whole nother thing. But go ahead. And like I said, I got to get into these damn articles too. So and these are the last few verses I'm gonna do that because I want to show what actually happened to Sodom and Gomorrah and what the Lord did, because this is ultimately what the Lord is going to do to not just Atlanta but to this place all over. But I'm using Atlanta specifically for this topic.
Right.
You finished 24?
Yeah, brimstone and fire from the Lord.
Okay,
Yep.
Cool. 25.
And he overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the cities that which grew upon the ground. But his wife looked back from behind him.
But she did what?
Look back from behind him.
Why she look back though, man? Why she look back? If we supposed to be leaving the city, right? Leaving the area. You know the Lord done destroyed this place. Why the hell you looking back? Ain't nothing good back there, obviously.
Because she saw the city burn down.
I mean, Lot saw it burn down too, but he ain't looking back. Keep going.
Look, and Comic-Con, sir. Genesis chapter 19:26. But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt.
Yeah, pillar of salt, man. You know why?
I don't want to guess. Go ahead, guys.
Yeah, take a shot, man. I ain't scared.
I guess because
think about it like this: you're in the city. You know, you've been there for a period of time. You know, you, your wife, or whatever the case may be. I mean, it's typical that people might start to participate in the lifestyle. Think about what happens to us in Israel because we're here in America. Do we not start to follow do we not start to follow the customs of the people or whatever? I'm not saying that's what she was doing, but it was something that was there that made her look back when she should have been keeping looking forward. Because why are you looking back at a city that's the Lord is currently destroying right now? To get up out of there. That's why only people you read that come out of there is Lot and his 2 daughters, other than the angels. That's why. That's what she wanted to be, I guess.
So she pretty much wanted to conform to that lifestyle.
I can't say it. The scripture doesn't say that, but it was something that was there. She looked back for a reason.
Right.
So I can't say exactly what it was because the scripture, and I don't want to teach that. I don't want to make that assumption, but it was something that was there. She looked back for a reason. Go ahead.
If I may, his wife liked Sodom and Gomorrah. She liked the partying. She liked the lustful, activities that went on there. That's where she wanted to be. She didn't want to leave it. She didn't want it to be destroyed. And in saying the hard head make a soft ass, that's what happened. Being hard-headed and told not to do something and being lustful and wicked and hard-headed, she still did what she was told not to do, and she got the punishment that she deserved. Because when the Lord told them to walk away and don't look back or you're going to turn into a pillar of salt, she heard that.
So that's what happened.
That's her judgment. Her judgment was salt.
And here's the craziest thing about that. Here's what you don't read. You don't even read about Lot himself looking back when that happened to his wife. You don't even read that.
Nope, you don't see it nowhere.
Now think about that. Now she looked, bro, I'm telling you, like if this don't tell you nothing, man, you gotta be one with us to be up in here, bro. This is dangerous. That's his wife. Well, it was his wife. Bro didn't even look back when that happened to her. Now you gotta think about how serious and dedicated that brother was. I'm just saying.
That's too dedication. Your whole life is that thing disappeared. You can't sit there and turn around and reach.
Brother, I done seen brothers done damn near leave the troop behind. Like,
stayed obedient to the Most High.
You know what I'm saying? Like I done seen that. I'm telling you, I done seen brothers go through things. Get like you be like, yo, you go through that. I like, damn, yeah, they still here. Let something happen with a sister, and they out of here, bro. I'm telling you, I've seen that, and so and Lot had his like she's gone, a pillar of dust, and bro didn't even look back, kept going, man. You gotta be about your business. Brock was like, yo, take my daughters before you take these angels. Like, come on. Like, I think about you as a man. You got a baby girl or something. I don't know if you got kids or not.
No,
You wouldn't let nothing happen to him. Bro.
of course.
Lot was about his business, bro. I'm telling you, you got if you're gonna be up in here, man, you gotta be one West. You know, look, man. Let me get my I got more I could do on that one, but I really got to get to this stuff. It's so like you got that stuff up there. Yeah, I got that, and I got articles as
Done with
well
the reading?
for now.
Okay.
I mean, I still got other precepts as well.
Yeah, I just wanted to know for that particular story.
I like I said, I got other precepts I'm using with these articles as well too, man.
Yeah, I didn't want to hold up your time.
No, that's what we're here for, man. Oh shoot, let me see. Oh, you got it? Okay. All right. It's not showing on the screen though. Oh, okay. All right, now what we're looking at, this is monkeypox right here, man. This is what we're looking at. This is from a young girl in Atlanta, and I meant to bring this out like last month, but I never got an opportunity to do it, so I'm gonna do it now. This is a young girl got monkeypox, and it went viral actually. This is last month. There's a young girl, homosexual, lesbian, or whatever you want to call it. She contracted monkeypox. Now, I'm 12. Like, people don't believe the stuff that we talk about in here, man, in the Bible, but this stuff is real. Now, this young girl got monkeypox, and hopefully we'll get it up in a second online. This young girl got monkeypox, and she posted it on Instagram. She posted it on Instagram, and it went viral, and it went like so many different places. And I was like, damn, it's real. And then if you can see, it's still not up. Do what you did earlier, where on the screen. Hold on. Let me back out. Let me refresh it. Hold on. Let me see it. Let me see what you got. Oh, okay. Okay, can you enlarge it? Damn, I don't know why the hell I couldn't get it. I must be on the wrong damn thing. I mean, as long as you got it, I mean, it's fine. I just like to see it so I can see what's okay. All right. Now, yeah. What let me see, is that the one? Click on that what it says visit, or yeah, so it can enlarge it. You should be able to click on it though, like the actual thing and pop up. You know what I'm saying? Click on visit and see if that. And I'm gonna prove something to you in a second. Okay, well, go back. Just hit the back button. Yeah. All right, now click on. Yeah, just try to enlarge the picture, I guess, from there if you can. Okay, now go up just a little bit. Now, what do y'all notice about that picture?
Oh, got like what do you call it? Like bumps?
Uh-huh.
Little plus bumps on my face.
Yes. Now, remember what I stated earlier at the beginning of the class. I'm so like y'all. I'll keep messing this daggone mic. Remember what I stated earlier about how like back in like the 80s and 90s there was like the whole HIV thing, right, or AIDS, and people thought it was just like instant death or whatever because you couldn't see it. You know, you couldn't really see it. Like you couldn't see you saw the effects of it, but you didn't see, like somebody might have been getting skinny or they might look pale, but you didn't see like that. You didn't see the monkeypox. You didn't see the physical stuff of it because it's dealing with something with the blood. So sometimes you might not physically see it. Even in today's times, you might not see it. But with monkeypox, this is visible. This whole thing is visible. Now, the reason why I want to bring that out is because what else do you notice about that picture? And I hope let me see the phone. I'm gonna see how it looks on. I'm gonna see if the people online looking can actually go up just a little bit on the go up just a little bit. Back out a little bit. Cause like the more you zoom in, the quality of it.
No, on here is fine.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just what we see.
You go up just a tad bit more, just a tad bit. Okay. What do you notice about that picture? And I'll give you a clue. Remember, I said Sodom and Gomorrah, right? I was talking about the location and the place. I kind of gave the answer away. What do you notice about that picture? Where's the location? Get the mic.
I'm sorry.
Now, what did you notice now?
The location, sir.
And where's her location at?
Atlanta, Georgia.
At what?
Atlanta, Georgia.
Did I not just say Sodom and Gomorrah? Come on, bro. I ain't making this shit up. Excuse my language. I'm not making this up. And Atlanta is a modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. They are leading right now. And if I ain't, you can go back and check. Correct me if I'm wrong. Leading, I think they're the top 5 cities leading right now in monkeypox. I'm not making this stuff up. I'm not making this. And Atlanta is a quote unquote black city, is it not?
Right.
Come on now, we Israelites. Them laws apply to us, so we the ones getting it the worst. We're like what 12 to 13% of the population, but how we got more numbers with the monkeypox cases than people? I think white people outnumber us by like almost 60%, close to that.
Right.
It's something ridiculous, but how we outnumbering them in those numbers though? It's got to be something for it, man. You tell me white people that they don't practice that lifestyle. There's no white people a part of the LGBTQIA community that they're not practicing in that.
They do.
They do, right?
Yep.
So why is it our numbers seem to be a lot higher? And I do mean that. I got another article proving. I'll prove to you in just a second. How are our numbers even higher? Click on some more pictures because she posted this on Instagram. You know, there's a bunch of other pictures. Yeah, click on that second. Yeah, click on that one. Like Atlanta, Georgia, yet again. This is day 9. This is within the first week or so. And imagine you got a cold sore on your lip. That's one thing. You don't want nobody to see that. You like, nah, they might think something going on.
Right.
But imagine you got a bunch of cold sores all over your face, all over your body. Come on, man. Hey, man, let me go back. What was that scripture we had earlier? About something about the blood. We read that earlier. Give me a second. No, keep that up for right now. Keep that up. Man, we'll just keep it on that for right now. Because I want people to click on click on any one of the pictures, really. Anyone of work. I forget the scripture we had earlier. It was Genesis. It might have been the 19th chapter. Let me see if I can get it real quick. Salakia. Trying to think. Give me Leviticus 20 and 13. Let's start there. Because there's 2 scriptures I need. I need that one. I need Leviticus 20. I think we're pretty much done with Genesis. Give me Leviticus 20 and 13. Man, look at this. This is crazy.
Yes, sir.
This is crazy right here, man. And we keep trying to tell people. And so far, and look. And I've seen different people, not in person, but I've seen other people on social media saying, "Hey, I've got it," or whatever, quote unquote straight people or whatever. But what's happening is you're talking about in a place like Atlanta, because now everybody gets cross-pollinated because you got all these homosexuals that's down in this area. Then you got quote unquote straight men and women, bisexual, and then somebody sleeping with this group come back with this. I'm telling you. Yeah, that's probably what them people had in Sodom and Gomorrah. Ain't no telling. And there's no telling what type of disease. I don't know where it comes from, where it started, but I know who's spreading it. That's all I can tell you. That is disgusting, brother. I'm just saying, and it's a damn shame that the Lord really has to curse us with something like that for us to realize, But you know what? You know what the sad part about that is, so Doc? They're gonna come up with a shot or a vaccine or another Truvada, something for that. Well, if you've had monkeypox in the last such and such, well, we got a vaccine or come get your shot. And you know what? People are gonna start doing that and feel that they can, that they're good now. That's the sad part about it, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, please read that. Can you see that, brother?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. You got the mic? Okay, go ahead. Read when you're ready.
Although, let's just start. World Health Organization, WHO. Although I am declaring a public health emergency of international concern, for the moment, this is an outbreak that is concentrated among men
who?
that is concentrated among men who have sex with men.
Whoa, hold up, bro. Hey, read that after for the moment. Read that part.
This is an outbreak that is concentrated among men who have sex with men.
Now read Leviticus 20 and 13.
So, Kamakan, sir. Leviticus 20, chapter 20, verse 13. If a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman,
man, it's right here in the Bible.
Both of them have committed an abomination.
Right, this is right here in the Bible, man. This is how this stuff is spreading. We don't want to talk about it.
They shall surely be put to death.
Woo. Go ahead, read that last part.
Their blood shall be upon them.
That what?
Their blood shall be upon them.
That monkeypox shall be upon you, like that picture, that girl right here, man. There you go. That's right there in the Bible. You're reading it for yourself. You're reading it for yourself, man. Like, we ain't making this stuff up. I mean, it's right here in the Bible. Everything we need is right here in the Bible. Everything we need for our survival is right up here in the Bible. But we don't know that. We don't know who we are. We don't know that that's our history book, like, because the Christian church is not teaching that. The world doesn't teach us that us as black people, I believe you were saying this to me earlier in the car. We think, okay, let's just do some homework, do some history, and we think that we Africans or whatever. Well, the reason why we don't go back to the Bible is because we're not taught that the Bible is our constitution, that's our history book. We're taught that the Bible is just a doctrine. It's just a doctrine or whatever. It's just a part of religion. We don't look at it like that. We look at it like, oh, it's just, what I read. It's just part of my religion or whatever. But we don't look at it like that's out for us, our salvation. That's what's going to save us. We don't look at it like that. If we actually were taught that and we grew up like that, man, we'd be much better off. We wouldn't be in situations like that, man. Let them heathens have them damn disease, man. Let them do that. That ain't for us. Hey, you saw what happened 2 years ago. The damn Moabites started the damn coronavirus behind them eating unlawful foods.
Right.
So if that's something you can get from eating an unlawful food, imagine what you can get from having sex with the same sex. Right. Come on, man. I'm trying to find the interview. The interview. Oh, please, play. If you can find that out, please. We need that immediately. Now drop that. Give me 1 Corinthians 6 and 9. I need that one.
1 Corinthians 6 and 9.
So like it. My bad. 18 and 22. Leviticus 18 and 22. And then we'll do Corinthians. Leviticus 18 and 22. Now, you can't make this stuff up. Nah, I mean, that's why we're in that stuff now, man.
Come on, sir. Leviticus 18, chapter 18, verse 22. Mm-hmm. Thou shalt not lie with mankind.
Say what?
Thou shalt not lie with mankind.
Right in the Bible, man. You shouldn't lie with mankind. What you doing being a homosexual, dog?
As with womankind, it is an abomination.
It's a what?
It is abomination.
Meaning what? Read that one more time from the top. Thou shalt not lie with mankind.
Leviticus chapter 18, verse 22. Mm-hmm. Thou shalt not lie with mankind.
Uh-huh.
As with womankind.
As with who?
As with womankind.
Look up here. Who's this we talking about? That's a woman right there.
It's a woman.
Ain't no telling what's going on. She down there in Atlanta. There's no telling. She probably sleeping with both men and women. Yep. There's no, for all we know, she might have been. I think, if I'm mistaken, I believe she actually is a lesbian. If I ain't mistaken, but for all we know, she might have been
bisexual.
Yeah. So and that's and I read it somewhere where they said that's what happens, because then it gets cross-pollinated. Because now what I mean by cross-pollinated is if you take two different groups of people. So I mean, you got one group that says, I don't know all the sexual terminologies, but one group that says, okay, I'm lesbian. One group says I'm gay. But then, one person, okay, the guy that says he's gay decides to sleep with a woman, passing this on something, pass something on to this woman that doesn't know, or vice versa. So there's no telling what's going on down there, man. I'm telling you, man, y'all gonna learn to respect that 6 months rule or that year rule. I'm telling you.
Right.
That's why we got things in place like that, man, to prevent stuff like this. But you find that interview though? I'm trying to find it, sir. Oh man, I gotta see that one, man.
That interview is so crucial to what you're trying to say.
God, the
demon that came out of that woman that was trying to defend the LGBTQ community, as far as it not just being a gay thing, and that guy from the CDC was like, look, I'm just here to tell it to you straight.
Put that in my.
He was like, I'm just here to tell it to you straight. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. That's basically what he was saying.
I saw that somewhere too, man.
Officer Thaba had it.
Yo,
but he was straight up telling you that I'm not gonna say it's not this or it's not that. The truth of the matter is, it's happening in the gay community, and that's where it's most prevalent at. I'm gonna find the interview, Salaki.
Please, man, I got to get that one, man. But yeah, Khan, Jesus Christ, man, Go ahead. 22 and 18. Read that from the top. Or 18 and 22. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 18 and 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is abomination.
One more time. Thou shalt not lie with mankind.
Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind.
As with womankind. So you know who this applies to. This is not just man on man. This ain't just man on man crime. Like I say, black on black crime. This is not just man on man crime. No, this also goes to the carpet munchers, man. Them too.
Yeah, women.
Yeah, this also goes to the women too, because it's spreading with them, as you can see. Again, we don't know how she contracted that. We don't know if she got it from a brother she's dealing with. Nevertheless, we know where it comes from, and we know where it's mainly been at anyway. Just like HIV at one point, because a long time ago, as I stated earlier, a long time ago, people thought HIV/AIDS was only through, homosexuals. They thought it was just through them. Then come to find out years later, what was happening, like I stated before, people started cross-pollinating, and then that stuff started spreading, amongst other groups of people, with heterosexual males, heterosexual females. I mean,
that's why it's unlawful to have like multiple sex partners, because you don't know what they got. You don't know who's doing what behind closed doors with who. You don't know. You got people that's hiding their diseases. They could have something, and then they have an unprotected sex. You don't know who you're dealing with.
Now, when you say, and yes, and you're right, but when you say multiple sex partners, who you referring to?
Either one.
What do you mean?
Women and men. That's either one. Because I'm saying somebody could, if you're a woman, you could have a sexual transmitted disease. If you're a man, you could have a sexual transmitted disease. Like you said, you can't see it. It's on the internal, but it's not visible. You just never know.
So what do you say about a man that has multiple wives?
Multiple wives?
Yeah. Because if he has multiple wives, wouldn't he have multiple sex partners?
What I'm saying is know who you're dealing with in a nutshell. That's basically what I'm saying. Before you lay down with somebody, know who you're dealing with, know what they have. Get a what do you call it? Like a STD check. Know who you're dealing with before you lay down with them.
Oh, of course.
The type of person they are. That's basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, come on. Right, which is true. Okay, I just had maybe just had a word about it. No, ain't no sweat. Now, and of course, and it's just with terminology as well. Because even with here, even though I said multiple wives, I wouldn't refer to that as multiple sex partners, just because. Not saying you said that, just because I know how that sounds. Because multiple sex partners, somebody just thinks somebody just having careless sex.
I'm talking about just in the streets.
Yeah.
Now, if she's in the truth, and she know better, that's
yeah. Oh yeah. I'm
talking about women in the streets. What's on the streets?
Which it ain't meant for them to have multiple partners no damn way. Was that the end of
22nd verse? Yeah, that it is an abomination, right?
Okay, now give me Isaiah 5:20. I got a bunch of precepts. I know I ain't gonna get to them, but Isaiah 5:20. There, man. This is crazy. I mean, and even in this article that I have here, I got this is from the CDC. Right here, this is from the CDC. I wanted to bring this out a month ago. This because last month was what, July, I think. Yeah,
August.
It's August now.
It's the end of August. Yeah, July.
Yeah, so last month was July. So I'm thinking we in next month. So last month was July. Do you know that's Pride Month?
Right.
Pride Month. Now I didn't know they had a month. They went from.
They do.
I swear, man.
I saw them downtown.
You didn't know they had a month?
That I didn't know until July. I didn't know until I showed up to camp one day, and I'm like, "What's going on?" And somebody was like, "Yeah, it's Pride Month." I'm like, "What is that?" I didn't know that was They got a whole month now. God dog. And what's crazy about that? What else is in what is it? That's July, right? Yeah.
Independence Day, right?
Not only that, but then the month before that, they gave us what Juneteenth? All that's around the same time. Juneteenth, July, all that's 30 days apart.
Right.
I mean, come on, man. Go ahead.
You said Isaiah 5:20.
Yeah, I think it was 5:20.
Yes. Comic-Con, sir. Isaiah, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 5, verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good
Mm-hmm.
and good evil,
Yeah.
that put darkness for light and lightness for darkness.
Now go back. Start from the top where it says "Whoa."
Yes, sir. Comic-Con, sir.
Mhm.
Isaiah 5, verse 20.
Yeah.
Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil.
Now, what does that mean? That word "whoa"?
You said woe?
Yeah, WOE, right?
Yeah, whoa, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I just had it.
Hey, man, like I said, look it up. You need to. Because now, now what they're teaching in school is like, is now what did they say? You're born that way. Now that's what they teach. Now they teach like, it's born that way. Because years ago, homosexuality was considered a mental illness, but now they're actually saying like you could be born that way. You could be born that way, or what's the other joint? Non-binary. I think that's another one. I can't even keep up with all these.
Woe is like maybe like to be ashamed or something, like something that's not good. Like to be ashamed or forbidden.
I'll be honest with you. I can't.
I told you about your phone.
Because I
Let's give him a chance, sir.
So yeah.
Let him learn. How to use
I've heard the meaning of it, but I had to think back for a minute.
let him learn how to use his Google machine.
I try to give it a try first.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Hey, ain't no sweat, man. That's what we're here for.
Woe definition. It's a noun.
Mm-hmm.
Woe, noun. Great sorrow or distress.
What?
Sorrow or distress.
What does that sorrow mean, man? Because well, go ahead.
Oh, the definition of woe is a noun. Great sorrow or distress.
Right, because it just means utter destruction. That's what it means. So when you see woe unto him, or woe unto the preachers, I think you read that in Jeremiah. When you read about woe this and woe that, that's what it's talking about. Destruction. Yep, destruction, death is coming. Great destruction of death. So read where you're at, Isaiah 5:20. Yeah. So great destruction is what's coming, because that's what's been taught in America now, is that you could be born that way, or this is how I feel inside, or I'm a transsexual, and all this other stuff. And I after a while, I'm surprised ain't nobody came out and said it yet and tried it yet. I'm transracial. I'm waiting for that one. That's the next one. I'm waiting for the brother to come up and say he's a white man on the inside. He's transracial. I'm waiting for that one. I'm gonna see if they let that one. I guarantee it's not gonna work.
We ain't gotta say it. We pretty much see that every day.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20.
Mm-hmm.
Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil,
Yep.
that put darkness for light and light for darkness.
Yeah, because this place is backwards, man. They teach us the opposite. They teach us, and it's so bad now. They're teaching this to our kids. They're getting our babies, man, from when they're in school and preschool. Now, I mean, what you should already be doing as a parent, should be checking, homework assignments, see what's going on. But now you really got to damn near be in the class with them. So I'm not too upset when I see schools now, when you got to homeschool the kids. I'm not too upset, because now as a parent, you get to see directly what's being spoon fed to your child in school, because they're being homeschooled. So now you get to see, or not homeschool, but to do the online thing, unless they started
The virtual learning.
There you go, the virtual learning.
Virtual learning.
Some schools have started back, they're letting students go back or whatever, but some schools are, depending on what city, state, or county you're in, it just depends. I think around here they're starting to let them go back.
Yeah,
but
they
other
started back this week.
Okay.
High school.
Okay, because I know other places still are kind of like, because their numbers might have spiked up. Like I know Atlanta or Florida or somewhere, the numbers, because of obvious reasons, the numbers might be a bit higher, so it might be a little different. So at least with some of that, the good thing that kind of comes out of that is that at least now, due to the pandemic and after a while, monkeypox is like the new thing now. Schools and everything can be shut down. So now your kids have been the virtual online learning.
Yeah, virtual learning.
That right there, I mean, that could be a good thing in a sense, because now you can really get to see what's going on and what's been taught. Because before, as a parent, they really wouldn't let you just come into class like that. But now you're at home with your child. So now you can get to see what's going on, what's being taught, what's been said, what's been read. Now you get to see these things.
Right.
Go ahead. You got him on that?
Yes, sir. Just the last little bit. that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
Yeah, man. They're doing the complete opposite. Good is bad, bad is good, left is right, right is left, down is up, up is down. I mean, it's totally backwards. And then we wonder why our kids grow up thinking, I feel like this. I think I'm born like this. I remember Dwayne Wade's son.
Zaire.
His name is Zion, right?
Zion. Yeah, Zion or Zaire, whichever. I know it's a Z.
It's Zion, but he changed it to like Zaya.
Zaire. Yeah, Zaire. Yeah.
Zaya Wade. And I'm like, I'm not gonna disrespect D Wade by calling his son Zion. No, Zion.
Zion. Right.
He did, yeah, come on. He disrespected him. Well, really, he did. He disrespected his own self, but at the same time, we also got to go to the parenting as well, looking into that, because why would you allow your son to even say some nonsense like that? And you want to support that, man? It's horrible. That's horrible, man.
That's a reprobate mind.
You said it, man. Come on. All right, drop it. Oh wait, I'm sorry. You have more on that?
That's the end of verse 20. Isaiah 5:20.
Okay, drop that. Last one. Give me Romans 1:24. I really want to hit this article real quick. Man, we got a few minutes. You never got the video though?
I'm trying to pull it up now, sir. I think it was General Hyman's class. I'm not 100% sure.
If not, no sweat. Like, I mean, I got this article. I'm gonna touch upon it a little bit.
You said Romans, the book of Romans 1:24.
1:24. Let me see if I can get it for you. Give me a second. Let me pull it up. Okay. All right. Let me. I got this article before. I mean, just hold where you at. I got this article. I think. Let me see. Just read. Like, again, I'm not gonna go through the whole thing, but I mean, because I'm kind of pressed for time. So, just read like what I have highlighted. Let me see. So, like, I'm passing here to the. Just read the first line of that paragraph. Just read the first line of the paragraph, and then just read what's highlighted. Well, read the title, obviously.
This is the state of the HIV epidemic. In 2019, there were approximately 1.2 million people living with HIV in the U.S.
Was that the first sentence in that paragraph, though?
Yeah, that was the only one in the first page.
No. I mean, like right under the picture. You see the picture? Okay, right under is a paragraph. Yeah.
That's the state of the HIV epidemic that I read. Then I read the little highlighted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those are the only two.
And you said it was what? How much? 1.2 million, right?
In 2019, there were approximately 1.2 million people living with HIV in the U.S.
1.2 million. And I just remember that number. Go ahead, flip the page and go to the next one because I got all that stuff highlighted. And I'm pulling that out for a reason.
Gay, bisexual, and other men who have sex with men, but gay, bisexual. Men who have sex with men, MSM, have been the population most impacted by the epidemic.
Say that again.
Men who have sex with men have been the population most impacted by the epidemic since the beginning of color.
Did we just say? What was that last part? Who? Of color.
Since the beginning of color.
Because even with that, and I think we read it earlier, and the thing that Sadaka pulled up when he was talking about how it spreads, or it's I think it was saying through men on men. They were saying like with the monkeypox, it spreads the same way. Now, unlike like with the monkeypox, we can actually physically see that. HIV, we can't. Now, the reason, let me see the article too, and pass it up here. The reason why I was bringing that up there is because of the numbers. Because what did they say? They say as Black people, we're what? We're only like 12 to 13% of the population, right? Well, I got the actual numbers right here. 1.2 million in 2019. There were approximately 1.2 million people living with HIV in the U.S. 1 million. Now that's a lot. Now I don't know the actual total number of the people in the U.S., but 1.2 million seems like a lot of people. That seems like a lot of people. And this is a few years ago. This not even like, we ain't talking 2020, 2021. Because by the time you get to 2020, what happened? The pandemic. Hit. Jesus, we don't even know. I couldn't even tell you what happened. I can only imagine with those numbers. In 2019, an estimated 1 in 8 people living with HIV in the U.S. did not know they had it. In 2019, about 66% of people. Remember, I said earlier about that 60% now. I told you I'm making this up. In 2019, about 66% of people living with HIV received some HIV care. 50% were retained in care, and 50% virally suppressed. Now, now how do those numbers relate to us as Black people? Well, I'm getting ready to tell you. I'm getting ready to show you. MSM, you read this one earlier, and you still got Romans. You still holding Romans? Okay, cool. Just hold that for a second. MSM make up men, meaning men who have sex with men. MSM make up an estimated 2% of the U.S. population, but accounted for 66%. I need y'all to hear that. There's 1.2 million. So out of 1.2 million, that's 66% that applies to the men that have sex with men. This is HIV. We ain't even got the monkeypox. A new annual HIV infection in 2017. This is ridiculous. As of 2019, 56% of people living with HIV in the U.S. contracted it through male-to-male sexual transmission. Now this is how it gets to us. Now I'm gonna see if they can see this on camera. And you let me know if they can see that, how good they can see it up here on camera. I need brothers and sisters to see that. You might have to do it. So just try to hold it straight up. You know what I'm saying? Just put it over the camera so you kind of.
Back a little bit. Go back. Right there.
Can they see?
There you go.
Okay. Now I want y'all to see that now. Now hold it down just a little bit. Well, you can look up here too, so you can see what you're doing.
Back a little bit more. Step back a little bit more. There you go.
There you go. Now, okay. Now, back up just a little bit. Because you see, we see Black America. There's something that's at top that I need that in there too. Yeah. You might have to hold the other sheet up so you can get the full. Yeah. There you go. Okay. Total MSM. This is men that have sex with men. Now that's a total number, 24,084. Look who's number one. I need y'all to pay attention to that. This is HIV. This is just the men that have sex with men. We're saying the cross-pollinate. We ain't even got into the cross-pollinating yet. This is just straight up homosexuality. This ain't even monkeypox. No, because this is what 2019. So this is the year before the coronavirus. This is a year before the coronavirus, and this is what 2 or 3 years before the monkeypox. So number one is Black Americans, 9,123. Next under there is who? Hispanics. Come on, man. Now I said this before. I said white people outnumber us by 60-something%. How in the hell they outnumber us by that much? But yet us, the first two, Blacks and Hispanics. You can't tell me. And look who's at the bottom. White America. Their number is so damn low. Are you kidding me? And then under there's other. Other is just some East Indians, some foreigners or whatever. Arabs. This is crazy. Come on, bro. Give me that. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that. This is crazy. So we're not making this stuff up. Now read Romans, what you was holding.
Romans 1:24.
Yeah, I think it was the first chapter. Let me see. I pulled it up here. Yeah, 1-24. You can't tell me we're not making this stuff up, man.
This is the book of Romans.
It's okay if you can't find video, so dog. I done got to the other article now, so it's no sweat. Ain't no sweat, man. We get it next time. Because I gotta bring this out, man. I've been waiting for so long to bring this article. I gotta bring this out, man. So Salaki for going over the time, but I have to bring this out. Go ahead, brother. 1-24.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 1, verses 24. Wherefore the God also gave them up to uncleanliness through the lust of their own hearts.
All right, read from the top. Just read from the top. Just take your time.
Wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanliness through the lust of their own hearts.
It says the God that gave us up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts. What does it mean by the uncleanness? It says gave us up to the uncleanness. What is it referring to?
The people of like that sinning.
Yeah, Israelites. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course. Yeah. But the uncleanness, what is that talking about? Gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts.
Unclean people, like the people that are committing.
Not necessarily the people, but the uncleanness is giving us up to the vile affections, infections, I should say.
Yeah,
It's
vile
giving us to the
infections.
vile infections. Because earlier we read about the blood, right?
Right.
About the blood shall be upon their hands. So we're reading about HIV right now, which is literally a issue dealing with the illness of blood.
Illness.
Literally, you can pull this up. What is it? HIV is what? Hepatitis. What is it? Hepatitis B. It's a form of hepatitis. That I do know. I'm not an expert in that, so don't hold me on that.
Through the lust of their own hearts.
What does that mean? Through the lust of their own hearts. It says that it gave us up to uncleanness from the lust of our own hearts. Think about what we were talking about
Like
earlier.
Sexual desires.
Yeah. Gave us up to the lust of our own hearts. What does it mean by the lust of our own hearts?
Our mind.
Right. The lust of our minds. Right. Because the lust is what? A strong urge or desire. Right. You can, whether your urge or desire is for sex, money, wealth, fame, what'd you say? Drugs, alcohol, women, whatever. That's what that means. It says the lust of our own hearts, man. The lust that we have. That's why we're getting sick right now. That's why we have monkeypox. We're getting monkeypox. We're getting HIV. That's why we're getting these things, because we're wicked, man. We want to be unclean. We want to be unclean. So you know what the Lord says? Okay, fine. I'm gonna let you be unclean then. Since you want to be unclean, okay, I got you. And give us up to these vile affections. And it's at our own fault, man, because our own lust, which is why we're number one. Which is why this don't make no sense, man. I don't know if they can see this online. But black people, we're sitting up here in the red. We're at the top. At the very top where my finger is at is a total number. Black people, we're right under that. Blacks and Hispanics, we're leading that.
Top two.
We're leading that. We're top two. As we say before, man, this is for all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. So how in the world are we the least? How we are the minority, but at the same time the majority? It's like we're the minorities, but we're the majority at the same time. Like, this is crazy. White people outnumber us by 60-something%. The numbers alone should say that they should be getting it worse than we are.
Right.
But they're not. We're getting it worse. Blacks and Hispanics. Because I think now they try to say Hispanics almost outnumber blacks or whatever the case may be. But nevertheless, a combined number for us both, it is crazy. It is sickening.
The lust of their own hearts to dishonor their own bodies.
What?
To dishonor their own bodies.
Say that loud and clear. Say it with some more power, man. That last part.
To dishonor their own bodies.
Says to what?
To dishonor their own bodies between themselves.
How do you dishonor something, man? What is dishonor? The opposite of honor.
Like to not respect yourself, to not like. You said what's the opposite to dishonor?
Well, I was saying, what is dishonor? I said the opposite of.
What is to dishonor?
Yeah, the opposite of honor. I mean, if you need to, man, just look it up. You know, because we know how we're dishonoring our body, right? Right. So just look that up. Just look up the definition of dishonor or honor, but just look up dishonor. Because you know what we're doing. That's how we're doing it, man. We dishonor our own bodies, because when we do that, not only do we dishonor our Father, man, but we dishonor our own bodies. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, to go against it, man, because we were never supposed to be doing that. Not supposed to be homosexual. Mankind that lay with mankind as with womankind. Not supposed to be homosexual. Wonder why we're getting these sicknesses and these illnesses. Go ahead. You got it?
Yes, sir. Dishonor is a noun. A state of shame or disgrace.
What?
A state of shame or disgrace.
And we disgrace the Lord, man. We do that every time. When we participate in stuff, and I keep looking back up here like he's got it on the damn screen. But we do that every time, man. We do that to our Father, man. Read that definition one more time.
Yes, sir. Dishonor, noun, a state of shame or disgrace.
And we bring great shame to the Lord, man. Shame and disgrace, because it's read earlier in what Leviticus, man. It's an abomination.
Right.
And it's hateful, man. It is hateful to the Lord. The Lord hates this stuff, man. Go ahead. to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, because they're having sex between themselves, the
Right.
same sex.
Same sex.
And then you go around, then you go back home to your wife or your husband doing whatever and passing that on to them. Man,
Right.
go ahead, keep going.
That's the 24. Yep, that's the end of 24.
Read the next verse 25, and I think I might wrap it up in a few. Read,
20,
yeah, go ahead.
Romans chapter 1 verses 25.
Mhm.
Who changed the truth of God into a lie?
Who
And-
did that, man? Because the Lord, because what did we read earlier in Leviticus? We read that it's unlawful, right? Did we
Right.
not?
Yes, sir.
Well, we're not supposed to be doing that. But what are they teaching us today in America and all throughout the world, but especially America? What are they pushing on us left and right? You just said you saw it on VMAs the other night, right?
Yeah, homosexuality.
Bad Bunny, and I did kind of look up Bad Bunny. I think he's Hispanic.
Yeah.
Puerto Rican.
He's Puerto Rican.
Oh.
Ephraim. Yep.
Midnight. And it's yeah. I remember when Britney Spears, the Heathen, when they was doing that stuff, her and Madonna kissing all on stage. Now they got our people doing that. Because back, I remember when I was growing up as a kid, we saw crazy stuff like that too. But it was heathens that was doing that, and then they put that on the platform. But then later on, as it got older, the internet came in. Then you started seeing all the crazy stuff with our own people. Then we started following after our people, because even with the whole tattoo thing. At one point, we didn't do that. Only people that got full body tats was like the rock stars and all that.
Right.
Then after a while, I don't know who was the first one to do it, but then black people started doing it. Now we all tatted up. We never did that.
Never. Right.
That wasn't a black people thing, right? We got tattoos, but we didn't get the full body tat though. We didn't do that. Yeah, like that was a white boy thing. They got the whole body tats with the crazy piercings, big gauges in it. We didn't do that. Now you see stuff, seeing brothers big gauge. I mean, I got hoop earrings, but they ain't like the gauges joints is like it actually goes in your ear, and like what the Africans do. So it's getting worse and worse, man.
Worse and worse.
I mean, worse and worse.
Who changed the truth of God into a lie, and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Who is blessed forever? Amen.
Yeah, man. Because that's what we're doing. We're following after our oppressors. We're following after our oppressors, man, and after these heathens. We're following after them instead of our own father, instead of what we were supposed to be doing. Wonder why we're getting sick, and wonder why we're in this condition right now, man. And I'm gonna just wrap this up. I got so much more I can go into, but I'm already over the time. I mean, you can go and look this up. You got something?
No, I was gonna say that's a lot of facts.
I got more. I just don't have enough time in one night, man. And it's just too much. I've been really wanting to push this out and get this up out of here, man, and really want to talk about this. And now the monkeypox thing. It's just even worse. It's just gonna get worse from here, man. And this is why I'm trying to put this out, because and it's sad, because we bring things like this out. But what's even more sad is our people that's out there in the world. We got a church right across the street. They don't know nothing about this. So we have to go out there and we got to do that fishing, man, to grab these brothers and sisters out here, man. Come on, man. This is crazy. So like I said, there's more stuff I'm gonna bring out in the next upcoming weeks. I think I said it's two. Somebody brought up something about heaven and hell earlier too. Heaven and hell, and then Satan and the fallen angels. I'll bring those out in the next upcoming weeks as well, man. But look, man, that's my time, man. Look, so like I went over the time, had so much information that I wanted to get up out of here, man. But I just wanted to end it like this. Like for us as blacks and Hispanics and Indians, man, we must come out this Christian church. We must separate from America, man. Meaning take our entire spirit out of this place so we can get up out this hellhole, man. Like we need to get up out of here, because it's only gonna get worse from here on out. Yeah, like as the scriptures say, you're gonna hear rumors of wars and everything. It's only gonna get worse from here on out. So, man, while you brothers and sisters are able, an able body, if you can, brothers come out that homosexuality lifestyle, sisters come out that lesbianism, man, because I would much rather for brothers and sisters to come up out of that and change their lifestyle before getting the coronavirus, before getting monkeypox, before getting AIDS, HIV, before getting any of those things, man. So we can help try to save your life and mend this. I think about myself when I was in the world all the time, all the years I was in the world. I could have been much better off, how I've been born in the truth, but I wasn't. But I came in young. So I'm out here, man, just trying to help our people, man. But with that, man, I'm Precinct Officer 500 Kaparioff coming out of Bull City, Durham, North Carolina on the Tuesday night Brotherhood class. Salaki for the time we went over, man. But we out, man. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah Barakatah. Cut it.